Good morning, everyone. Mic check, mic check. Looks like we've got microphone working and we got watch list going. All right, I'm gonna jump right into it real quick. Let me rearrange my stuff here. And all right, good morning. My name is Algo, and every morning I come to you at 5:30 Eastern Standard Time to build a watch list for the day. We're going to go over the flow trade backend. I use divergence from the smart money large institutional buying algorithm. It is a real-time predictive indicator, which means it's not lagging. It doesn't look in the past to see what's going on. It looks forward. Super high tech there. Super successful so far. And don't let me forget, at the end of this session, I want to go over a small account challenge. I'm going to start next week. It's going to be a cash account. We're going to trade options and equities. The goal is to go from 600-ish to about 6 grand in a relatively small time frame, 30-45 days. I'm not going to put a time frame on it because I don't want to be forced into taking trades. So let's get started. Make sure you smash that like button, subscribe, hit me up on Twitter, and I will review tickers for you. I'm going to check Twitter real quick to see if anybody's responded. And let's see what we got here. All right, so it's up to me today. Yay. Love that. All right, let's get into it. From my, oh, we don't want to do that one. So plug is going to be on there. Let's see, EPD. And all right, so it looks like today we're going to go over EPD, plug, DIA, VOD. I don't know how that got in there. Chewy, XLB, UNP, EA, edit, VFC, and EPD. Last check for Twitter. We got some gappers. Let's throw those. LMFA, SLAB. OCGN had news overnight about their COVID study. It's a penny stock. Should be a nice runner if anybody's interested in playing those. I, however, stay away. All right. What you see in front of you is the flow trade interface. I've got the 4-chart setting. I've got the 4 charts up simply because I want to be able to scan through these pretty quickly to see if we've got any divergences on the 15-minute chart, which could lead to longer term divergences, as well as if there's any major block trade levels that we can go after. Price action typically loves the block trade levels. It can provide support, resistance. It's a magnet. There's a key point in there that it's a magnet. Price action likes to, it's like a safe zone for it. It likes to hang out there. Oh, I like FDX. FDX, CR, CX. I gotta do this in order or I'm gonna get lost. XLB. It's gonna be good. Edit. EA or EAA. LMFA. Yeah, getting rid of that guy for sure. Slab. My goal is to try to pick 4 to 5 stocks that we're able to go through. If anyone has any suggestions, hit me up in chat and I'll pull them up for you. 15 minutes. Maybe that's why. Let's try that again. 15. All right, slab may be good. Chewy's got bearish divergence. Edit could be good. EA. FDX. FDX is good. FCX. FCX is good. EA. Edit. Last one, slab. EP. Sorry, I'm just running through these real quick, getting a view of ones that I want to trim my list down. And we'll get started here in a second. VFC. All right. UNP is good. A. All right, that looks like a pretty good list so far. All right. Real quick, gonna check in on the futures. Looks as though futures were slightly, looks like they're currently down. We've got an ascending wedge, or excuse me, an ascending channel on ES. We're trading in a range on NQ. So range trading for NQ. Choppy market today. ES. Looks like we're currently down. So we dropped off yesterday and we've slowly been gaining. We haven't been able to break the daily mid. However, we are increasing. We've got some major support. So it could be flush and then run at open. All right, let's just go into BFC. We're going to put that on there. All right, plug. All right, I'm going to start with the big names. Let me write this down real quick. We've got names everybody recognizes. Plug, Chewy, FDX, which is Fedex, FCX, which is Freeport-McMoRan. They believe had earnings. They trade copper, and then we will see DIA. We're getting rid of load, plug, UNP, Chewy. All right, I'm going to switch my chart to the Chewy's. I don't like Chewy either. All right, I'm switching my chart to the single chart layout. What this does is it allows me to show you what's going on, as well as allows me to chart and annotate divergences in a better way. I'm going to go ahead and start with FDX, which is Fedex. So Fedex, we've got strong bullish divergence. The Algo has been buying, net buying. It's considered bullish divergence because price has diverged from the algorithm back on the 16th. That divergence has not played out yet, so it's still a valid divergence. Looks as if though we attempted to find some support at the end of yesterday, right at the 276 level. What we'd like to do is see that maintain support and increase up. Fedex, Freeport-McMoRan. We got silver block trade levels. I'm going to use this little tool right here to only look at block trades in the last 7 days. Pretty nice add-on, or pretty nice built-in feature. So it looks as if the price has been bouncing in between the last two block trade levels, one at 35.85, 35.85, and then we've got an additional one at 35.09. That is going to provide resistance until it becomes support. Looks as if though we've got a double bottom. that we've maintained. So we've got a upward direction trend channel, or excuse me, trend line that we can use as support at 34.75. So a break of either of these two, a break of 35, we could definitely run to 35.85 before we hit any resistance. The algo is currently curled up and trading with price. We'd like to see that algo break through the block trade level for and continue to move upward. All right, that's FCX. So I have to write the ones down I've done. So FDX, FCX. Going to look at edit or EA. There's lots of news happening with EA. Something around Kobe Bryant's legacy or estate and their frustrations with Nike, and EA may be a potential alternative for their brand. I see a lot of chop. I'm not super interested in playing EA. There's no clear divergence one way or the other. Taking it off my list. Edit. Looks as if though edit, the algo is currently trading with price action. The algo is curled down. I'm not interested in playing that off my list either. Unless that algo makes, maybe I'll leave it for a minute. UNP. Union Pacific, we had a major gap down. Algo has been steady buying. I'll pull this up on my chart just to see what we've got going on, what kind of movement we have available. So the algo's been buying. Price action fell off yesterday, just like most everything did. However, we were able to come down and provide a double bottom. So we've got upward direction. We've got a, oh, getting messages. We've got trendline support. Oh, lots of messages. We've got trendline support. I'd like to see this algorithm curl up a little bit. Before we begin, let's see if this is super important, Zariel. All right, I'll get to that later. That was UNP. Looking at slab. Not super interested in that. It does look like it can move though, and it came up in a gap scan, so we'll leave that on there for now. Chewy and plug. Plug is currently at a block trade level support. However, the algo is curled down. Just going through before we move over to the charts. VOD, Vodafone. Doesn't look like we're going to get a lot of movement from that. It's going to stay in that $18, $19, $20 range. UNP, Slab, FDX, FCX. All right. Our final list is, let me just write these down so I can add them. UNP, Slab, and Chewy. All right, we're going to go with Fedex first. This chart that you see to the right is a new tool that I've been test driving. It is a super powerful set of indicators provided by some very smart people that have made the transition from trading futures. They're moving over to starting to trade equities, and their tool is amazing. So looking at FDX on the daily. All right, our EMAs are stacked positive. We have a $5 ATR, which means that we're going to move about $5 a day. We're currently in a daily squeeze, weekly squeeze with a weekly positive histogram. MACD is negative and decreasing. We've got a sell signal that fired yesterday. However, price action did come down and find support at the 34 EMA. It did not close 50% below that, so I'm going to consider that support. I'm going to throw some fibs up real quick. As long as we maintain that support, I feel like Fedex could move in an upward direction as long as the market is moving in that direction. The 61.8% retracement from the high is right at that 275. We're going to call it 276 level, which is currently also the 34 EMA. So 276.5 support, 276.5 to 275. This can be my support. Potential resistance on the way back up, if we were to go up, would be at 285 for a target of 300. So long 300 target, 285 resistance, 285, 287 resistance, or taking profit. Contrarian, if we break 276, look for support down at 270. So bear is 270 for support, or maybe a target, followed by the 270 is also the 50 SMA. The next level of support would be 258, which is the 200 SMA. So bearish is 270 is the 50% and 50 SMA. Then we have 258, 200 SMA. So Fedex maintains support. We have a $300 target with taking profit at 285, 287. We break the 618 retracement at 276. Excuse me, 275.96. Look for a fade to 270 and then 258. Next one on our left was FCX, Freeport McMoRan. All right, Freeport McMoRan on the daily. Let me get rid of some of these previous charts. Currently above VWAP. We are in a month. We're in a 2-day, 3-day, and 4-day squeeze. Positive SPX beta. We have a $1.69 ATR. So FCX 1.6. I'm just gonna call it 1.7 ATR. Our stacked moving averages are positive. Looks as if that we came down and we reverted to the mean yesterday. Our MACD is positive but decreasing. Bollinger Bands are increasing. RSI is increasing. Do we have earnings today? We had earnings yesterday, and it looks as if though neutral earnings. We're currently resting at the 50-period SMA. So we've got this double bottom here too. So Freeport McMoRan, I am bullish on. Potential resistance on the way up, or target levels would be previous high of 39. I'm going to target 40. So target is 40 with resist, take profit at 36.64 and 37.2. Contrarian, if we break the 34 EMA and the 50-period simple moving average, we have got a previous low at 30, and then below that is 24. So bearish, break of moving averages, toward 30, then 24.75. And this is the squeeze for our chart. Falls right in line with what we were looking at. We're currently in a 15-minute squeeze, double bottom, H pattern. Need to maintain that support for the next move upwards. That was FCX. Let's go ahead and look at UNP, Union Pacific, on the daily. Wow, I got a lot of stuff on there. Let me clear this drawing set. Strong bullish uptrend. We've got trendline support. That was broken. We'll go from here. We've got trendline support at strong bullish uptrend. Stacked positive EMAs. Currently below VWAP. We're within 90% of our 52-week high. Positive Bollinger Bands, positive ADX. We have a ATR of $3.50. So UNP ATR 3.5. Stacked positive EMAs. It looks as if though the sell-off yesterday reverted us to the mean, which is a 34 EMA. I feel as if though this is a good buying opportunity. And we had earnings yesterday. So if we maintain that support at the 34 EMA, I would look to take UNP higher. Potentially, we're going to go from this guy to this guy and back. We are currently at the 618 retracement. So another level of support. We maintain those levels of support. Look for 232 as a target. So UNP 232, which would be a new all-time high. To get there, we would need to, that's our target. Symmetry lines up beautifully. Look for resistance at 221.22 and then 28. 232 with resist at 222, 228. Those are take profit levels. Contrarian, if we were to break, the 618 and the 34 EMA, I would look for a fade to 215, which will be the 50 period simple moving average and the 50% retracement. So bearish break of 34 EMA, fade to 214. We're going to call it 215, which is 50% retracement and 50 SMA. A break of that, we would need to look for a fade to 210. 210 is trendline support, and bottom is going to be 203, which is a 200 SMA. That's Sam SMA. All right, that was UNP. Next one we're going to look at is Chewy. Coming off of earnings last month. All right. Chewy, it looks like we've faded. Just do this one more time. So we were running. We faded. We came down. We're using the 200 SMA as support right now. We found a major support level right at 76. So we've got a support level of 76 that seemed to stop us from that fall. Nice triple bottom pattern here. As you can see, we came down, tested up, tested up, tested up. We've got a inverted hammer, which could possibly mean another reversal. We came up and tested the 34 EMA. So we found resistance there. The 50s on top of the 200. Those are all that's a lot of weight. We are in a 2-day or a daily and 2-day squeeze. However, our histograms are negative and pointing downwards. Our beta is good. We're within 10% of our 60-day channel. Not so great. Negative VWAP. We've got an ATR of 370 a day, so chewy 3.7 a day. All right, what this tells me is that I feel like we're going to chop in this range from this range here. Trying to find some levels. As many touches as we can with previous price action. And a major psychological level. We'll go 87.5. So 87.5 would be the top of the channel that we're in. So I expect Chewy to chop back and forth. A break of the 200 SMA, not 50%. So a break of the 200 SMA, and we've got a ways to go. Look for whole numbers. Chewy likes these $5 increments. Break a 200 SMA, we're going to come back down to 70. And then 60. Maintaining support. We've got room to go to 87. I would really need to see it break 87 to become a player. I feel like Chewy is just going to chop. If you're interested in playing Chewy, key levels are 87.5 and 76. Fibonacci, just for giggles. Yeah, so we'd need to break. We really need to get cleaned up a little bit for Chewy. All right, plug was the next one. Got time for a couple more. All right, plug. Massive run, massive sell-off. We are below all of our moving averages. Our MACD is currently oversold, decreasing, negative. Looks as if they were starting to curl up a little bit from that move yesterday. Looks as though we've got earnings scheduled for the 6th. This is one of those, I don't even want to know what you want to call it. Excuse me. All right, where are we at? All right, looks as if they were just slowly, fading off, melting down. Came down, we found support at 24.50. I'm going to call that the support level. However, we've got a lot of work to do to get back above the 200 SMA. So short term, I would look for a reversion to the 21 EMA right at 30, which is also the 200 SMA. We would need to break that, as well as the 50 period moving average, for me to be a participant in plug. Fibonacci, I have to go from this guy. Fibonacci lines up with my assessment. So we've got a giant cluster right at, let me see if I can bring this down. Give you a better view. Oh, I'm going to go back to the daily. All right, so this area here of confluence between the 200 SMA, the 21 EMA, the 50% retracement on the Fibonacci, we are actually positive on our MACD. We have bullish divergence. We've got curling up. We may possibly try to move up to test that level. So we've got $1.50 risk. So from 26 to 25, 26.50 to 25 versus $3.50 rewards. That's a 1 to 3 risk reward. I may potentially look to do this if we get any sort of news or any sort of catalyst that can propel us forward. We don't have any real squeezes to speak of that I would view as positive momentum changer other than news. Yeah, this is that target we want to reach. However, it's going to be really difficult to reach. So if you do want to play plug, we're currently in an intraday uptrend. Intraday support would be at this lower trend line, which we're at now. We've got a cluster confluence of all of our moving averages. It looks like spaghetti. It's going to really need something to straighten those out and get back in an upward movement. Like I said, this is a perfect 1 to 3 risk reward. We've got $1.50 downside risk. No, excuse me. We've got $2 downside risk, $3.50 or $4 upside risk. So plug support at 24.5 or trend line. Target 32.5, which is 618, with take profit at 30.83, which is 50% retracement. All right, that's it for me. Once again, my name is Algo. Thanks for joining me this morning. I was able to get through 5 plays. It's pretty good for a day. Make sure you smash that like button, subscribe, hit me up on Twitter. Let me know if there's anything that you'd like me to see. Stay tuned for next week. I'll be doing something over the weekend in regards to the small account challenge. And if you want any more information on that, if you want to paper trade it, you can reach me at darkpoolcharts.com. We have a contact form there. You can reach me on Twitter at darkpoolalgo, or you can leave a comment here and I'll get back to you. Thanks everyone. Good luck today, and let's stay green.